Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the tranquil side of Florida. This is Real Estate Matters, the voice of real estate in Flagler County and Palm Coast, Florida for over 12 years. I'm Toby Tobin. I'm the publisher of real estate news website gotoby.com. I'm also a Florida licensed realtor with Grand Living Realty. And I'm joined by co-host Anna Maria Long from the Flagler Home Builders Association, one of our sponsors. Hello, Anna Maria.
Hey, Toby.
And we're also sponsored by the Hammock Community Church, the little church in the woods on A1A north of the toll bridge. Where if you're interested, you can find me there most Sunday mornings at the 11 o'clock service. If you want to avoid me, you can come to the 9 o'clock service. We've got a special guest today. Frank Mendola is from Persimmon Capital. And Persimmon Capital is the developer of the is it Promenade or Promenade?
We say Promenade, yeah.
Okay, tomato.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between Promenade and Promenade is about $15 a square foot. It's like adding E on the end of grand to make it grande. So anyway, that's our main topic this week. If you haven't been through Town Center lately, you should take a drive because the promenade is huge. It really dominates the landscape in there now, and it's a beautiful building. So, Frank, give our readers an overview, or not readers, listeners. I'm reading, but they're listening. An overview of the project. What is it?
It is a mixed-use project. We've got 204 rental units, second, third, and fourth floor. And
These are residential
apartment, market rate apartments.
Mm-hmm.
And on the first level is 57,000 square feet of commercial, retail, and institutional space.
Okay.
Can you explain institutional?
Yeah, that's
so that we don't think it's a correctional facility. But if it is, just go ahead and put me in.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of a vague term right now. A lot of the maybe medical use will be institutional.
That's there. I see.
Yeah. We originally, when we first started a couple of years ago, there was a very strong interest by some of the universities of putting some institutional space in there for the hospital training, for different licensing for the nurses. Mm-hmm. And since then, we've seen kind of a morph into more just retail and commercial.
Okay.
But what happens?
That could always change.
You have a couple tenants already signed up.
Oh yeah. We've got a few. We've got some delis and some grills.
There's the golf simulator.
That's right.
I've been following. I really should get his name next week. I've been following his TikToks on the development or the process of getting his permitting and all of that. It's very interesting.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. And Fleet Feet. Those are people that image your feet, and they make sneakers and shoes, and they have a lot of paraphernalia for, sporting events.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
So you could get your pictures of your feet and post them on your...
Yeah.
I don't think we can say that on this show. OF.
Actually, they just poured the concrete floor for that
wow.
about an hour ago. So.
Awesome. Well, that's actually a great location for all of that because we do have a lot of 5Ks that go through Town Center, and it's a walking location for a lot of folks. So.
And it's right in the middle of the bike path, too. So the bike path technically goes through the center of our project.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Mm-hmm. Good. So that's the commercial side. On the residential side, describe the...
We have studios, 1 and 2 bedroom units. But what's exclusive about our project is that it's insulated concrete form.
ICF.
Okay? Yeah. There's no wood in the building, okay?
Yeah.
We have the 2 5/8 foam on each side. There were actually forms that stay in place. Mm-hmm. They pour the concrete and put the rebar in between, 8 inches of concrete. And what we did that was exclusive is we actually returned each unit, so separating each unit with 4 inches of concrete too, so you'll never hear your neighbors.
Nope.
Our floors are 10-inch hollow core concrete floors with 2-inch structural topping on top of that too, so you have 12 inches thick floors.
So the residents that are living above, they really don't need to worry about having that commercial space below them because they're not going to hear a thing.
They won't hear
or
anything.
anyone outside either.
Yeah, and the commercial people won't hear anybody upstairs.
Right,
because we also have a 3/8 inch rubber membrane on top of that with a vinyl plank flooring on top of that with a rubber membrane. So you don't get any of the sound vibrations or any of the transference for the STC or IIC ratings through the slab.
And now I know that's not typical for multifamily, and is that
No,
typical for for mixed use, or is this pretty exclusive to what your project's done?
Well, it's pretty typical for a high-end condominium, okay, but not for market rate apartments.
Okay.
So this place is really head and shoulders over everything else around.
Really get your dollar's worth here.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is the overall impact on a project to use this type of construction as opposed to traditional construction?
Well, okay, first of all, you figure people that want to come and they want a safe, secure place. They want it to be quiet. The biggest reason for people to move out as tenants would be sound attenuation, hearing your neighbors.
So I just take my hearing aids off.
I actually, my background's in multifamily property management,
okay.
so I've heard all of the noise complaints, and I've had to address some of the most uncomfortable noise complaints that you can imagine.
Yeah, yeah. And what's nice about the concrete absorbs the long wavelengths, okay? Whereas any of your high clicking sounds, that's where the rubber and everything absorbs those vibrations too for the high pitch, the high spike wavelengths. So we've got it covered either way. And,
So what about construction time frame and construction cost per square foot? How does that compare?
Yeah, the construction cost is a little more per square foot, about 8% more. But where you make it up is in the insurances, okay? Now, this building is completely fireproof, okay? And it's hurricane proof.
So the renter's
it's-
insurance has got to be
Oh, yeah,
better for
that's-
the people coming in as
There's
well.
nothing combustible in the
Yeah.
unit except the furniture.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, you've got a building that's completely, soundproof
because
too.
that's a concern too. If you're what is your neighbor doing next door to you? You know, if you're in a regular
Oh, yeah.
apartment, or
Oh, sure,
sure. I was a resident assistant in college, and nobody could have candles because it only takes one person to not turn their candle off, and you don't have dorms anymore.
Yeah, and plus the building's sprinkled too. But you have 9 and 10-foot ceilings. On the fourth floor, you have 11-foot ceilings. I
Wow.
mean, it's very spacious. But yeah, it's and then we have the amenities, as you know, typical amenities: a pool, fitness center, pickleball courts. We have club rooms, a sunrise and a sunset lounge for the residents.
Oh.
Fire pits, yeah, a dog park. We call it a bark park.
Of course.
We have a car spa where you can wash and vacuum your car.
And you've got a pet station? too?
Yes, we will have a
Like
pet where you can actually wash your
wash
dog.
and groom your dog.
That's right. Yeah.
Or cat. Or ferret.
And you won't even hear someone grooming their or washing their cat because your unit is so sound insulated. Because normally you would hear the cat getting washed, I think.
Well,
The
this
screeches.
will be down by the car wash, which is down on
So
the first
plenty
floor.
far away.
So yeah, you're plenty away. And actually, the dog park too is about 200 yards away from the building. So you're well
Very
isolated from residents.
But it's super convenient to have the mixed use. I mean, I know we've talked about it a ton on the show, and it's something we miss out on in suburbia, is that we always have to get, and especially how Palm Coast has been built, so we have to get in our car to go everywhere, and we miss out on health benefits, we miss out on community benefits and third spaces, and you essentially have a third space meaning a community space where people can gather.
Right.
Yes, you've created it with your amenities, but you have a natural one built in, essentially, by having town center.
It's right across the street.
Yeah.
Yes, and we actually center the building across from the center of the town park. So, but you can also basically morph both features, for different festivities with our
Yeah.
building. Okay,
Yeah.
we have areas too on the westerly side for entertainment outside. We'll have live music out there too, and we're looking at some pubs to be put out there too, so we can.
It's really one of the projects in Town Center that's fulfilling the original vision of Town Center.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So, starting from the beginning, you decided to did you envision the location and then come up with a project, or did you have the project in your mind and find the location?
Yeah, the main principal of the company, he actually lives in Flagler Beach, okay, and his family was remotely involved in the area. So he was snooping around for properties, and then I had been involved with looking at properties for many years around here, and we know that this area was prime for developing because the infrastructure was in place already. And that being said, in 2004, 2005, so we researched everything. When we looked at the parcels, you can assemble the parcels that make sense for a building, a structure. The particular site we're talking about is two parcels that were assembled.
By
But
the
you
way,
get-
it's on the corner of Bulldog and Central.
Yes. And we also picked up a parcel on Park and Lake, too, 28 acres there. And the reason for that is because as you purchase these parcels, you were given certain development rights for each parcel. And they restrict you to how many square feet of commercial, retail, institutional, or residential units. So in order to make the project to work, we had to get the other site and transfer the credits over to one site so we can consolidate the residential units in one spot.
So what's left to put on that other site with no entitlements?
It's more commercial. It's
it's
more
it's
yes.
commercial.
It's
Okay,
pretty
so
much yeah.
you shifted the entitlements around. A
That's
little bit.
correct. That's correct. Yeah, and to assemble those things, it was a feat, but yeah, it was done.
Well, that's what our residents, at least on social media, say that they want, because they say that's what town center was, quote unquote, supposed to be. Yeah, kind of forgetting that our economy has changed and the world has changed drastically since the original development of town center.
Yeah, and the original plans I had seen had all office buildings, so it was actually designed around an office park, which nobody's building office space today.
No, they're working
Okay,
out of
so
their
that's-
houses in their pajama pants.
That's right. So yeah, the whole attitude and the whole system actually changed around for the benefit of the people. But by this getting this mixed use thing going here, it's the city loves it, and they've been the economic development department of the city's been very congenial, and they've been very good about helping us move this thing along too.
There's so much. I don't think people appreciate what you all have to do between deciding, I like this project, I like this location, now what next, all the steps you have to go through, because town center is a development of regional impact. Okay, so it's a DRI, it's a CRA, and there's another layer in there too. It's a
Is it a special taxing district?
Oh,
Is
you,
it?
no, no, that's the CRA,
Oh,
where
okay.
the taxes stay within the boundary.
Yes.
The incremental taxes. Okay, and it's also a CDD,
that's right.
community development, and each of these is a layer of administration that you have to deal with.
That's right.
Because any of those layers can block what you're doing, sometimes for no apparent reason.
Plus, they're expensive.
Yes.
Okay,
Plus,
you've
they-
got to add all those costs into your.
Yeah,
your
I know. I mean, we did our whole show about impact fees essentially, and last week, and you contributed quite a bit of impact fees.
And we still are.
You're
Oh,
still
yeah.
contributing, even past permitting, which
And,
is
and that's one
its own
beef we
issue.
have right now. They bumped us another $300,000 just a couple of weeks ago.
After
And
the
what does that
fact.
bring your grand total for that one? What is this? This is your utility
Water and
impact?
sewer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a little over 2.1 million. Okay, and people don't realize.
Oh, but
that,
you developers, you never pay your fair share, Frank. Come on.
yeah. Well, you know
Whose
what's
pocket are you in anyway?
It's the wrong one, by the way, if you're paying 2.1 million.
You know, when I saw the charts, they gauged their impact on and their, the usage, like I mentioned, the 405 gallons a day of water and sewer impact. And I don't know where they got those numbers from, but that's what they're basing their impact fees on.
Well, they're
we-
probably counting flushes, assuming that there's going to be a Taco Bell selling shredded lettuce.
Well, speaking of
Downstairs.
toilets, we actually paid extra money to get a 0.8 gallon flush toilet. So the people are using 25% less of their water just by flushing their toilets
Right.
with the 0.8, which is half of
And
what
that's
a
such,
typical
just
toilet.
is really another responsible thing to do. And I know we have to take a quick
Yeah, we
break,
have to take a quick break.
and then we can have more potty talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Do more potty talking.
Don't go away. There's more to come. We're flush with ideas. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for staying with us. This is the second half of Real Estate Matters. We've got a great guest today, Frank Mendola from Persimmon Capital. They're the developer of the Promenade at Town Center, and that's our main topic today. And we're just going to continue on the second half of the show with it. So, Frank, you were talking about impact fees and
Yeah, the original impact fees when we started our performance back about 2.5 years ago, we were about $8,500 a unit for impact fees. That's climbed to $17,000 plus.
I
per
know,
unit today.
right?
That's right, double.
Yeah, that's
okay. But the big stick in the mud has been the water and sewer.
Yeah.
Okay, and the 405 gallons of use per day is 4 times what the national average is for usage of a unit, and that's even very conservative too. So we figure it's really not fair what's going on here, but we have no leg to stand on.
Yeah, it's just it's an example of like faulty information, faulty studies. Again, like I said before we got on the air, my household is 6 people. 3 of them are children. 2 of them are potty training toddlers, twins. And so, we have absolutely no qualms about toilet flushing, and there's probably we could do a lot better at conserving water in my house is what I'm trying to say. And we're about 6,000 gallons a month. So 400 gallons a day.
Yeah.
I don't even do that with 6 people in my house. And we have a lot of laundry too.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
that's,
And-
I think that's fair to say that is absolutely
and
not accurate.
We have 45 studio units. We only have, I think, 42 bedrooms. The rest are all 1 bedrooms.
Yeah,
So
it's just not going to
right.
happen unless someone's just running water for funsies. And if they're paying their own water bill in
they
Palm
are.
Coast,
And that's another thing I was going to bring
They're
up.
not gonna-
we had to pay extra money to have everything individually metered.
yeah,
Okay,
so they're not going to do that because they can't
that's right.
afford it.
That's
Nobody
right.
can.
Nobody's going to run the water while they're brushing their teeth.
No,
you
no
know?
one can
So
afford
it's-
to.
Yeah. So, and that's part of our beef with it all. It's skewed the wrong way.
Right. It's just all about accuracy, I think. I
Well,
feel like
but-
that's what it always comes back to.
the city's goal is to be flush with cash.
Flush. It's a good potty joke.
Okay.
But accuracy is the most important.
And,
sure.
and the other thing too is that if you're in a new development and you're putting in new sewer lines and water lines and everything, and you're impacting the area differently, okay, this was already impacted in the past. The infrastructure was there, okay, all your risers and all your distribution areas and pumps, they're already in place and have been in place.
So you just had to stub in.
That's right. We had to stub in. We're paying for that infrastructure in the CDD fees, so we're actually getting hit twice. Okay, not only for paying for the CDDs for the bond that's still hanging out there for all those public improvements, but we're paying the actual impact fees that are outrageous. Yeah.
And the social media people say, well, that's good because we should get the developers to pay their fair share, not understanding that it's not the developer the developer strokes the check,
Right.
but the renter of the apartment is the one who actually pays for that in their rent and whatever going forward.
Ongoing forward with their rates. That's right. Their rates are high.
Yeah, and we have to keep in mind that the majority of the people who live on our ITT infill lots, they didn't pay for anything. They paid 0 impact, and yet they made a lot of impact. And I say they, but I also lived in one of those houses for a very long time. So also me too. But those houses did not have impact fees when they were built. And yet they made an impact. Water plants had to expand. So
And,
Yeah.
and the impact fee today is it's close to almost 10% of the median selling price of a single family home in
it is.
Palm Coast now.
Wow. Yeah. Lift stations were all in place already there too, so, and those are some of the big expenses that
Yeah.
when you put a development in.
Right. And sometimes they even ask the developer to just put it in themselves.
Yeah. But that's something that, we're paying for that in our CDE fees.
In fact,
okay?
a developer probably put in that lift station. I would look back into might be something to look up.
Well, the expansion of Plant 1 and Plant 2 has always been the real stickler here, and the capacity that they can handle.
Yeah.
I know they're regulated in some ways by DEP.
Yes.
But I just don't understand why money hasn't been allocated or appropriated for the expansion earlier than this.
That's
you know?
an excellent question that I think we're all asking.
Yeah.
And nobody's answering it.
No one has an answer.
Well,
They just blame the person that was before them.
I think as more and more information comes out about the lawsuit against the city and their illegal increase in impact fees last year, I think it's going to be revealing to a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
It's understandable. We know that that's part of this business, but not at these rates.
No, well, you use the example of having the water and sewer fees raised by $300,000. That was after you had already
Yes.
committed all your money.
That's right.
You got all your building permits and you're under construction.
Yeah, once the
right.
permit's
And then
issued,
they
they
come
can't
back and-
actually do that.
Now, when you start a project, everybody has a business plan. You've got a pro forma that you've got to work off of for your returns. You know, you know what your revenue stream could be when you're maxed out, and that may take a few years. But you've got a certain expense ratio that you've got to keep intact. And these people keep moving the goalposts on you.
Oh, we know
it's-
that.
You forget it. You know, your returns are shot. You know, and people don't realize. Not to mention the risk.
Yeah.
Okay, when you start adding, if you had $20 million of your own money in this project, you know, you've got some huge risk out there. And there's a lot. And we haven't seen a project even close to this size in this area, not in
No.
Flagler County at all, not even St. John County. So, you know, we've
Right.
there's a lot on the line here.
And truthfully, you're bringing in all the things that people ask for. You're bringing in the opportunity for small business to come in, have a place that they can afford to be.
Right.
The residents of the apartments will have a place that they can walk to.
That's right.
Um,
Live,
eh,
work, play. That's our
that-
theme. That's
right.
it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, the walkability score of zip code 32164 is close to 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's on a scale of
Honestly.
0 to 100.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
it's 3 or 5.
Yeah.
or
You go
something
on
like that.
Zillow anywhere in Palm Coast, it's essentially 0.
Yeah.
But you know, you'll actually have a walkability score, which is great. Just having one in general here is a huge plus. But I mean, you're close to the high school, you're close to the gas station. If someone puts the
theater.
the theater. But
The
if someone
hospital.
puts a small like a bodega,
That's right.
they have
That's
up
right.
north.
We've been looking at those.
If
too,
someone
yeah.
can put something like that in
Yes.
and have some like fresh produce, you eliminate what's getting close to being a food desert for anyone who doesn't have a car over there. I don't know if it would be complete food desert, but you really could bring that up a notch and
Well, we
have
also
that
have
opportunity.
delis on the first floor, so they'll
that's-
actually run
yeah.
food up to your apartment.
that's great.
Or if
But
you're sitting by the pool, they'll bring it by the pool. Okay,
that's
so-
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, in Europe, people go to those shop. They don't have large refrigerators because they go to the store every day on
And
their
they
way
walk.
home. They're
And they walk.
walking,
That's
yeah,
right.
and they pick up their food. And you know that people ask why do we have obesity problems in America? Well, because we get in our car, we sit in the fast food line.
And that was some of the other things too about this. It's unique because it creates a village atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on Route 100 where people are going 65 miles an hour down
Yeah.
the street and have to turn into a parking lot. You know,
Yeah.
no, this is you can park and enjoy. You can get a glass of wine. You can get a dessert. You can go to the show.
Hey, you don't have
You
to
know?
tell me twice. Just let me know when the pub opens. I'll be your first customer.
Good. What do you think the answer is to our affordable housing problem, which is national?
No pressure, Frank.
And we've touched on a lot of it in our discussion already, like impact fees and
Yeah, it's depending on the demographics you're talking about and which areas you're referring to, but I think disposable income has shrunk, as we know, and was for a lot of these
Oh,
people.
I got 2 toddlers. I know.
Yeah, and a lot of the people obviously they can't afford to get into homes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because they can't afford deposits or don't have the money, or they just or want to stay mobile
Yeah,
and
can't-
move
can't
around.
keep
They
up
don't
with
want to
maintenance.
they don't want to be chained down to any specific spot. So it's the rental. It's a different profile of renters. They don't want to own anymore. They want they'll rent. They'll even
Yeah.
rent their
no,
cars.
but the renters face a problem too. They have to have show proof of income like
Right.
3 times what your
Yeah.
rent is,
That's right.
and They have to have a couple months in advance and deposit
Background
background
checks.
checks and all that.
That's right.
It's not easy to get into a rental either.
It's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
No.
No, you have to vet the people out. You know, there's been a lot of scammers out there.
Yes,
That
especially
would-
in Florida.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we've seen that in other projects. we've
Is
done.
your company the company behind the?
We do the
No,
property
behind
management,
No, we don't do the property management. We have
You'll have
another
a company
company,
that
a
come in.
third
Good.
party that came.
but
in.
it'll be a professional
Oh,
property
absolutely,
management on
a
site.
national company. That's
Very
correct.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're-
And
they're-
that is truly the key to a successful residential community,
Oh, yeah.
is having the on-site property management. That's
Oh, yeah.
professional, and they can help to create and foster that community.
Okay,
That's correct.
we're running out of time, Frank. Do you have any last minute, quickly, anything?
Well, I
You
just
wanna
want to, I want to thank you guys for letting this get out there. Let's promote it, not make it the biggest kept secret in Flagler County.
Definitely.
Well, that's our job here.
Yeah.
yeah, good, great. But,
Just invite, make sure we're at the grand
bullish,
opening.
and we want to really get the area going. Okay, we've got obviously a strong vested interest in the area now, and we want to make it grow.
Good. Well, it's great to have you. You want to wrap us up?
That's my job. Video podcasts of Real Estate Matters are available on gotoby.com. Click on podcasts on the top navigation bar. Show notes are included so you can see what we did not get to on the show. Also on gotoby.com, the Flagler County interactive map of residential developments and subdivisions, which is regularly updated. Currently viewed over 11,000 times.
This is the second week in a row we've kind of missed the statistics and had to change our game plan. So I encourage people. We've had let's see, the July results, home sales results, and year-to-date results. They're up on my website, gotoby.com. It's the latest article up there, along with a different interactive map of the month's sales, and it's layered by price, so you can see just turn on this layer of the map and it's all the $1 million plus homes. Then here's 500 to $1 million.
And all HBA members have that in your inbox on your government affairs report.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm Toby Tobin, and I approve this show. See you all next week. Thank you for being here.